For my plug-and-play task, I have chosen the song Georgia by Vance Joy. It is called Georgia in a reference to a song by Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind. Charles sings of a city segregated by black and white. Similarly, Vance might be implying that his relationship with the woman is segregated by the metaphorical black and white of reality. In the first verse, Vance Joy's first word is the word she. This references the topic in the first word and straight away gives the impression of a love song. He uses the word is to show that he still is feeling the way that he does about her, even though she may be gone. The line, she is something to behold, elegant and bold, and she is electricity, references how much he still thinks about her, even though she may not be there. In the chorus, his first line is, and I could easily lose my mind. This could reference either the rocky relationship and can't figure out how he feels within that. However, there is also a chance that it could reference the fact that love can make people feel like they've lost their mind, which is, in my opinion, making him feel like he's going crazy as opposed to actually doing so. The lines, the way you kiss me will work each time, shows that something as simple and as loving as a kiss can cause a catastrophe. Calling me to come back to bed. This is remembering something that used to happen and reminiscing of the past. Singing Georgia on My Mind. Her name constantly runs through his mind like it does when you're in love. This also once again makes the reference to Ray Charles' song. He uses the line and I twice at the end of this chorus. This references the fact that he can't at this point in the song find the words to express how he truly feels to her. The words in this part of the song tend to be quite loving and describe the woman that he is speaking about in quite a loving and caring way, using words such as generous and warm to show how much he still cares. The fact that he uses lips generous and warm and eyes innocent and wild are things that he thinks about that constantly remind him of her. Remind me what it's like is the last line of this verse, and it could be seen as two different ways. It could be him asking her to remind him what it's like to be with her again, as he constantly reminisces of it. Or it's the thought of the look in her eyes which reminds him of times with her. This still brings on the idea that it is a love song, which contradicts later in the song. The second chorus starts to slowly change the meaning of the song. The first two lines are still the same as before. However, instead of calling me to come back to bed, he has the line pulling me back into the flames. This references either the flames of love or the burn and sting of love when things get lost or left behind. This also could reference the fact that he's back to where he began. He thought that he had progressed and finally realizing when he thinks about her that he hasn't actually got any further. He uses the lines, I'm burning up again, I'm burning up. This could reference either the positive side of falling back in love or how that it's too much for him to handle and the emotion is becoming overwhelming for him to deal with. There is a second part to this chorus which deviates slightly from the normal pattern. He uses the words and I only once this time, which would make me believe that it's a development in the story, almost making it seem like he's finally at this point in his life realised what he was trying to say before. He uses the words never understood what was at stake. So at this point he's realised that no matter where he was before, he doesn't feel that way now. The next line is, I never thought your love was worth its weight. This shows that you don't realise how much you've had until you lose it, or how much it was worth, commonly linking to the phrase, you don't realise what you have until you've lost it. The line, well now you've come and gone, changes the entire mood of the song, and actually is a key element to how I understood the song, because up until this point I believed it was a love song. This line changed it, and changes the song to become a sad song, because he's lost her forever. The lines, I finally worked it out, I finally worked it out. He realises how much she meant to him and how much he still loves her but can't have what he lost. The bridge shows a different side to this story completely, showing his true emotions and regret in what he has said. Through the lines, "I never should have told you, I never should have let you see inside, don't want it troubling your mind, won't you let it be?" The first 3 lines shows that he didn't know how he really felt. And when he expressed these concerns and these questions to her, it started to trouble her. And when it got onto her mind and when she started thinking about it, all of a sudden she's gone, and he feels as though that's his fault. "Won't you let it be?" It describes it as it's almost being seen as a bigger deal than it truly is. This is repeated 4 times, showing that this is a constant worry that reoccurs in his mind over time. Vance Joy decided to end this song on the continuation of the second chorus as opposed to the chorus itself. To end on this with the last line being "I worked it out" makes a bold statement and finishes the song with the sad but true reality of his life and his emotions, with him finally realizing how much he's lost and how much he truly cared about her. The video for this song, however, contradicts my views from the lyrics quite drastically, as I listened to the song before I'd seen the video and already had made my judgments by this point. The video shows a war scene between a group of soldiers that are running from what seems to be an attack. The way that I read into this was that war is a sign of conflict, which would represent his feels of conflict in his mind about the way he feels about her. There is a lot of interesting visual effects that they use. One of the things is that they use the light, happy sound of a bell or a harmonic sound played at the same time as an explosion happens. This is an oxymoron and also shows further conflict between how he feels and how he should feel as he sees it. At the end of the video, there is everybody crying, and it's seen to be a movie scene, something that provokes a lot of emotion for many people. They've got everybody on the set crying. That shows no matter the kind of relationship that everyone is in or has been in, they can relate to the pain and the struggle that is experienced with this. In conclusion, I feel as though this song is open to interpretation, dependent on how you take in your music, whether it's through visuals, such as the video, or just simply listening to the music. Your thoughts and the meaning behind this song is very dependent on that factor. However, I do feel as though this song shows a lot of conflict, both emotionally and mentally, something that we all experience. The song is completely changed by one line, "Now you've come and gone." This changes the meaning of the entire song and really brings an underlying dark tone to it. Personally, I started off the first time listening to it thinking it was a love song and coming to the realization that actually it's quite sad and that he's lost her forever. This can be quite thought-provoking and makes you realize what you had or what you even lost. This is something that I think people find quite important in music, something that they can connect to, something that they realize we've all been through, making them feel not alone and almost comforted by this fact. The text itself, being the lyrics in this sense, changed the song, as well as the arrangement having a great deal of effect on it.